Well, it's a privilege to be back here tonight, be back in Landmark with a few of these fellows here. I've heard two good messages already, and it seems like the longer I sat there, the more it just come to me that I needed to give him what I had on my heart. I guess I was planning on preaching tonight. I told Holly before I left the house, she said, "Are you going to preach?" I said, "No, I don't think I will tonight." The longer I sat there, the more pressing got on me, and I believe I just need to mind the Lord and do what I need to do. But first, I'm going to tell my church I appreciate them praying for my aunt. I told these fellows here before we prayed, she got her test results back from her surgery, and she didn't have no cancer. But that's a blessing. It's a privilege to know. You know, I got a Savior in heaven, and that still answers prayers. It still hears me. I'm going to read a little bit here, and I don't know if I'll say much about it or not. I might just read it and be done, but if that's what the Lord wants, that's what we're going to do. But, John chapter 20. I know Jack just preached out of John, but it seems like that's where the Lord had us. Since about Monday, we've had this on our heart, studied this on our heart, and thought of it throughout the day, and had it on our mind when we woke up. He even woke us up last night about 12:30. This on our heart and on our mind, so he knows what he's doing. But starting in verse 24, John chapter 20, verse 24, and this is a familiar story about where Thomas wasn't present when he come to the disciples. But it says, "But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Jesus came. It says, the other disciples therefore said unto him, We have seen the Lord. But he said unto them, Except I see him in his hands the print of the nails, and I put my fingers into the print of the nails, and I thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe." Yeah. And then it says, "In the 8th days again the disciples were within, and Thomas with them. And then Jesus came to the door, being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Peace be unto you." And it says, "Then said he to Thomas," this is what he said to him, says, "Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust into my side, and be not faithless, but believing." And Thomas answered and said unto him, "My Lord, my God." And then Jesus said to him, "Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed." But this is where I want to read, this is where I want to get my message tonight. It says, "Blessed are they that have not seen, and yet have believed." And I got to thinking on that, and I got to thinking, I've never seen the Lord with my natural eyes, as far as me looking face to face with Him. But I got to thinking about a few times where I've seen the Lord work, and I, that's how come I believe, is because what He done on the inside of my heart. Whenever I was just a little old boy, and I believe, I've seen the Lord work here at this church. I've seen my little boy get saved right over there in the Bible. That's what keeps me believing in the Lord, is seeing Him work and seeing Him move and seeing Him stir in people's hearts. But one day whenever I do die, I will get to see Him. I know Jack mentioned that a little while ago, but for my natural eyes, so as far as my natural eyes, I've never seen the Lord face to face. But I'm so thankful that one day I will get to see Him. And we're blessed people because I believe in my heart in Jesus, And that's what He wants us to do, folks. He wants us to believe, just in Him, we might never not see Him, on this side of the way that we want to see Him, as far as, with our natural eyes, love to just open my eyes and just see the Lord, but one day, one of them days, the old eastern sky's going to bust open, I will get to see the Lord for myself, that's what keeps me going, just believing that I believe the Lord's working in people's hearts and lives here at the church. You see conviction on people's heart. That's what keeps me going. The Lord is still around, and I believe, He's alive and well. I said it before. It says, "Blessed are they that have not seen Him and yet believe." I believe in the Lord tonight. And I believe we got a good God-fearing church. That we believe in the Lord. And I've got a daddy, that's had cancer. He went through surgery and treatments and stuff. And they said, if you go 5 years without having no more cancer, he said you'll be all right. But it ain't what the doctor's done. It's what God done. Because we believed in Jesus that He was going to heal him and help him, along the way. You know, I've got a little boy, like I said, he got saved
Go
right over
ahead.
there in that corner there in the Bible.
You might.
I seen Brother Charlie's little girl come up here and get saved, you know, one night.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of
Thank the
cancer
Lord.
healed. That's just because of my believing in Him.
Yes.
You know, we're blessed people because
Yes.
we believe in Him, you know.
Amen.
But, you know, I thank the Lord for, you know, just letting me have a good mind, you know, where I can believe in Him, you know, where I can see Him work. And, you know, that's what keeps me going, knowing that, you know, that I will get to see Him one day after a while.
Yes,
You
Lord.
know, that's not much tonight, you know,
That's
that's
good,
not real
brother.
long, but, you know,
Go ahead.
I am blessed, you know, and it says, blessed are they that have not seen and yet believe. You know, that's
Yes.
what we need to think, you know, we just need to keep that on our heart and on our mind, you know, because we're blessed people. You know, even though the
Yes.
sickness is going on in our country, I still believe in the Lord, you know. I think about Thomas, you know, he'd walked with Jesus, he'd seen him, you
Sure.
know, and he'd been there, you know, he knowed he died, you know, and he said,
God,
I bet he looked at him and said, until I see him for myself,
Sure.
you know, I got to think, you know,
God heal.
you know, he had that in his mind, you know, but he wanted to see him, I'm sure, you know, just for himself. And you know, one of these days, I know I've said it
Yes.
before, I'm gonna get to put hold my hand in
Yeah,
his hand and
tell
feel
him.
them old nail scarred hands, and look
Yes.
at his feet and bound his feet, look where the nails was put in his feet.
Amen.
You know, like Charlie said the other day, you know, that's where you need to be, is at his feet, you know, 'cause that's
Yes.
where you get fed, that's where you get humbled down, you know. But that's about the message
That's good,
tonight.
brother.
I know it
Bless
ain't
your
much,
heart.
but I thank the Lord for just what I feel in my heart, you know, and I thank Him for letting me know that I'm all right, you know, and let me wake me up with an orange, you know, with stuff
Yes.
on my mind, you know, like I said the other day, you know, these things that come in my heart, come in my mind, there's no way in myself I could ever do it. There's no way I could stand up here. People know me, that
God heal.
there's no way that I could ever get in front of a bunch of people and do what I'm doing, but
Sure.
I just love Him tonight, and I thank Him for everything He's done. But that's
Bless
what
your
the
heart,
Lord laid
Uncle.
on my heart. You know, I'm just blessed tonight. You know, just to know He's still alive and still running well, and
Yes,
everything's
sir.
going good. And you know, I'm thankful for my church and my church people, and I just love Him. And I'm glad we're doing this. You know, it's a blessing to get to
Yes,
come
sir.
up here and just share the word. You
Yes,
know,
it
what's
is.
put in our heart, put in our mind. But that's the message
Bless your
tonight. I
heart,
hope
Uncle.
it's a blessing to somebody.
That's good, brother.